Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. Ahabati fillah, a question was asked. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you're well. If a girl wants to marry someone from Ahlul Bid'ah, should she be allowed to, even if the guy has good manners? So, first and foremost, Ahabati fillah, no one except the guardian, meaning the father or brother, will have really the right to enforce and say whether she can marry this person from Ahl Bid'ah or not. So when it comes to her being allowed to, that this is going to be from the influence of the guardian. So for example, a father that doesn't wish for his daughter to marry a person of desires and bid'ah, which is a natural inclination, then he's going to restrict and restrain his daughter from doing so, even if she is pleased with the man's manners or his looks or whatever the case may be. But if the questioner means whether this is recommended or not, then of course it's not recommended. And that goes back to the situation of cutting off the harms, because by marrying a person of desires, this can be a harm in her religion. This can harm her understanding of Aqidah. And generally the fitra, or the nature of the women, is that they follow the man. This is why Allah Azza wa Jal gives us the permission to marry from Ahl Kitab as men, but not the women. Meaning the women are not allowed to marry from Ahl Kitab, but the men in Islam are allowed to marry from Ahl Kitab. And so, because due to the fact that the nature of the women generally is that she follows the husband. This is the fitrah. Now we know with the new feminist movements and the new destructive ideologies out there that this is being undermined and it's being destroyed, but this is outside of our discussion for now. And so, in general, you would say, no, she should not. Or not just in general, she should not absolutely marry someone who's going to be a harm to her deen, that he has a different understanding of Aqidah than her. She has the Aqidah of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, and he's Maturidiyah. He is Maturidi. Or he is Mu'tazili in his understanding of the Quran. Or he is Khariji, he is Takfiri. They may share many things in Aqidah, but then he is actually a Takfiri. Or he is a supporter of Ikhwan Muslimin, and he loves Sayyid Qutb, or whatever the case may be, that I would definitely not recommend a woman to enter in a marriage with someone like this, as this can be something which undermines her religion. Another point I want to mention, especially pertaining to this issue, is that many people also perceive someone as a mubtadi'ah, and they may or may not be. So, for example, this person they could just simply differ over one scholar from Ahl Sunnah, that's known from Ahl Sunnah, that some of the scholars differ over their position regarding that scholar of Ahl Sunnah. So then the people think, oh, this person is a mubtadi'ah, don't marry from him, and they treat him as if he's someone who says the Quran is created or whatever the case may be. So this is the important of understanding the nuances of bid'ah and the nuances of Ahl Bid'ah, that Ahl Bid'ah tafawat wa Ahl Sunnah tafawat. They have different levels, and they have different levels. We're not on the same level, and it varies in accordance with a person's knowledge, whether they call to bid'ah or not, and their level of adherence to the Sunnah or the lack thereof. All of these are things which influence warranting whether a person is from Ahl Sunnah or they're from Ahl Bid'ah. So all of these things need to be considered. So going back to the crux of your question, is that regardless of the manners, no, she should not, because more than likely she is going to follow the madhab of her husband, and she's going to be influenced. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Almighty to accept our good and forgive our evil. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.